Have you ever wondered if you can get rid of a bruise faster? Well, you can, and I'll tell you how in a minute. Hi, I'm Adam with Sound Balance Physical Therapy, and today we're going to learn how to get rid of a bruise as fast as possible. So, before we get started, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you can get more excellent videos on how to improve your health, unless you don't want to. So, let's say you get a sprained ankle, and the bruising is just pretty terrible. You're going to start with the usual, which is to pay the price. Protect, rest, ice, compress, and elevate. But we're going to go beyond that, and I'm going to talk about a way to improve your healing even faster. So, have you ever heard of Kinesiotape? If you have, go ahead and put yes in the comments below. If you haven't, go ahead and put no. We're going to talk about this tape. It's a unique tape. It comes in strips like this. Now there are several different brands. Kinesiology tape. This particular brand is Kinesio Gold. And what it looks like is it has this little design on it. Hopefully you can see it. And it stretches one way quite a bit, but it doesn't stretch the other direction. And we're going to use these little channels in the tape to guide the swelling out of the area that is swollen. So first off, you want to get some of this tape. Secondly, you want to trim the edges off. See how I've trimmed the corners off, and I'll trim this corner off for you here. And what that does is it just makes it so these corners don't catch, so it stays on longer. You can leave this tape on for several days. You can also buy this in strips like this. I'm not concerned where you get the tape, but I want to show you how to use it today. So let's jump up and show you how to use it on a bruise. So let's say I've sprained my ankle and I have large amounts of swelling across. It usually pools in these little areas here and on the other side as well. And then we'll get that bruising sometimes all the way down into the foot, and we want to bring that bruising out of the foot and back into circulation. What we want to do is lay this tape down. First of all, clean your foot there. You don't want any toe jam or anything. You don't want any fluff from your sock, because then it's not going to stick as well. And then remember, this tape stretches one way but doesn't stretch the other way. We want to give it just a little bit of stretch, but not a lot of stretch. So what will happen is it'll squeeze back down and sort of pull those channels together. So we're going to just start at the bottom here, and I'm going to adhere that down about the first inch. And then what I'm going to do is just peel this tape, and as I peel it, it'll get just a little bit of stretch as I guide my hand right up behind. Now I've got that tape right on there. What happens is this glue is activated by the heat. So what we want to do is just rub from the inside out, and you can see that corner isn't gonna go very well, because that's the corner that I played with to show you at the beginning. But these other corners are going to stick nicely. Some nice jam there. And what we want to do is just give it a little bit of a rub, just to kind of warm it up. We don't want to peel off the edges, so be careful to rub from the inside out. But over the rest of it, we can kind of rub that there. Now, this can stay on for several days. The longest I've seen is about a week. You can take a shower in it. It's okay to get it wet, just dab it dry. You just don't want to catch these edges because they'll peel. Now if they do start to peel, the rest of this tape is functioning fully. So what I can do is just trim off the edge. I'll probably get a hair in there too, that's lovely. And then this part can still stay down. I'm just trying to make it so I don't catch that edge on my sock or my pants, because I don't want to peel up the rest of it, because all of this is still going to be functioning just fine. Now I could put another strip on the other side, or if I have some right here, I could put a strip right up here. And when I've used this in the past, what will happen is 2 or 3 days later, when you peel this off, you'll see the little lines in that tape. You'll see the little channels that they've moved all of the swelling in the channel out. So then I want to put on a tape. Another tape is going to hit a little bit different part. So if we've sent all of that out of here, we put the next tape on, we can send it all out of there, and we get this little checkerboard pattern. So there you have it. Now you know how to heal your bruise even faster. Now if you learned something from this video, please share it, be a healthcare ambassador, share it with someone. Go ahead and subscribe to our channel so you can see more. And check out our Sound Balance blog for more health-related information. I'll leave a link in the description below. So I'll see you next time.